Have any other instruments I play? Oh, cat. It's off. So now, more than ever, songwriters and artists are using their own little setups to record their music. I use my bedroom, and down here I've got my little system set up that I use to record my ideas and my songs, or just some little demos before I can take them to a full studio to be recorded. So what I thought I would do in this video is take you through the gear I use, what I use to record my demos, and then it might hopefully help you, and you might want to set up your own little setup in your bedroom or your living room and create your own little demos or your own tunes that you want to release before taking them to a studio or releasing them yourself. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to need, whether you're recording guitar music, pop music, electronic music, you're going to need a computer. Now I use my iMac, and I've also got a MacBook Pro, but you don't need anything like that. You can use any laptop. You can get some free recording software, just a cheap little laptop, just something with enough memory on it so you can save ideas and download some plugins. But yeah, I use my iMac mainly. You can't really go wrong with it. You can download Logic to it. You can download something else as well if you wanted to. There's loads out there. GarageBand's free, but yeah, you need a computer. Now, unless you're going to be using your computer microphone to record, which I don't really recommend because they're tiny and they are pretty terrible unless you're just using it for Skype or something like that. You need a audio interface. Now I use an Audiobox i2, so it's just a 2-channel system. It costs about 50 quid and it does everything I need it to. So it's got 2 inputs. I can plug a guitar into it, I can plug a mic into it through these same, they're like dual input things. You can change all your levels, obviously your master level, if I hold it up in the right place, and you can plug your headphones into it, which is essential if you want to be hearing yourself back when you're recording. So say I've recorded a guitar track and I need to record some vocal over the top, I can record the guitars, plug my headphones in, stick the headphones on, and I can listen to the guitars back while I am singing over the top, which is essential because you need to know where you are in the song. Yeah, that's the Audiobox i2. It's got USBs. You can connect external speakers to it, so you got a left and a right, and it's got MIDI as well, so you can plug in your keyboards or whatever. You can plug in your synth pads, electronic stuff. I don't really use any of that, but you can do it. So yeah, you need one of these. There are different options available, but that's the one I use. So if you're plugging your guitars in or your keyboards or whatever, you're going to need guitar leads, instrument leads. So this is just a very cheap, probably the worst guitar lead I've ever bought, but it does the job for recording demos. Guitar into the audio interface. And then also you need, if you plug in your mics in, you need a XLR cable. So one end goes into the interface, the other end goes into the mic. And you can record your singing, you can record a guitar if you wanted to. So you can mic your guitar amp up, or you could put the mic in front of the sound hole on your acoustic. Or you could, if you had loads of space and you were recording your own drums, you could mic your own drum setup. But you'd need enough inputs on your interface to be able to do that. So yeah, plenty of leads are essential because they do break, but they don't need to be expensive. You could get more expensive ones if you want to be gigging with them or you want to be doing high-end stuff, but for me all I do is record ideas and demos before I take them to a studio where I can get them recorded properly. If you're recording with mics, you need a mic stand and a mic clip. Now I've got a couple of mic clips. This is just a very small mic stand that I can stand on my desk, if I can show you here. I can stand it on my desk, and while I'm sitting down I can change the height and stuff. It's too small to sit on the floor, but that's not a problem because I use it sat down quite a bit, or I just use it to record a guitar. Now this is a mic clip, so that screws off. Now this fits my Rode M1, which I have in this bag, and that just sits in there and then screws onto the end. If you're using a different shape mic, you will need a different clip. Mics do often come with their own clip, not all the time. I have here a little condenser mic. This is a PreSonus. This came with the audio box that I showed you before, and I had to buy separately this clip, or shock mount you should call it really. So it sits in the middle here, and it's got a little shock mount, so if you knock it, the little noises it makes are going to get not picked up by the mic. And that screws onto the end as well there, and you can move it around, but that clip for my Rode wouldn't work with that, obviously, so you need the right shock mount or clip for your mic. Now the next thing you're going to need is speakers, or headphones, or both. Now you could, if you wanted to, plug some proper monitor speakers into your audio box. What I do is that is cheaper than a set of monitor speakers, so I just use that plugged into the headphone jack on my computer. But it is up to you. If you've got a bit of money you want to spend on monitor speakers and have one at either side of your computer, that is up to you, but for me all I needed was that one speaker, and it does the job. I'd obviously love a pair of monitor speakers, but it does the job until one day I have a proper space for recording in and I can get some. I don't really have the space here either for a big pair of monitor speakers, unfortunately. So if you're recording on a new MacBook, one problem you will have come across is it only has these ridiculous little ports. There's no USBs or anything, it's just got two of them, which is a bit of a pain, and you will need one of these. This is well overpriced at Apple in my opinion, but it just plugs into here and you can now plug in your audio interface, which is a USB. I didn't say that before. So that audio interface plugs USB into here, or into the back of in my case, my iMac. So yeah, if you're recording with a new MacBook Pro, that is essential, because otherwise you won't be able to plug it in, which is a big pain, but that is the way of the world in the 21st century. I think I've covered everything. Headphones. You need headphones. As I said before, you can record your guitar part and listen back to it. If you've got a drum loop playing, you know you're playing in time. If you're recording vocals, you can listen to your guitar parts back, so you know where you are in your song. Oh, I've not said everything. You need some recording software. I did briefly mention it before. Now you could use Logic, which is what I use on here. It costs about 200 quid I think, and it is proper industry standard recording equipment, or software. DAW, I should say, Digital Audio Workspace. GarageBand comes on Mac, it's free, it's great software to start out with. I used it for years until I decided I wanted to upgrade, and I got Logic, and I got it in a little bundle with Final Cut as well, which does videos, which is what I will be using to edit this in a little while. But yeah, proper recording software is essential. You can get free versions of things. I think Audacity's free. This is Logic, so you can add in your guitars, change all your amps. You can record with mics. You can even add a software instrument. I'm not sure if you can see this, but you can hear me chatting shit over the top. You can plug your keyboards in. Keyboards, that's one thing I didn't mention. Now the last thing I'm going to mention, and I don't really know why I'm mentioning it, because it is the most obvious, you you need your instruments. Now I play guitar. I have 4 guitars, I have 2 acoustics and 2 electrics, and I have a bass guitar. Don't really know how you play the bass guitar, but I have it and I use it to put little things into my songs. I can just try and bring them to life a bit, because just guitars and drums sounds a bit rubbish sometimes, not all the time. So the bass guitar sort of turns it into a proper song a bit more, and then I can just take it to a bass player and they can figure it out for themselves and try and bring it to life with a proper bass part. Also, I've got a keyboard over there that I occasionally plug in. Again, I can't play the keys. I don't really know why I bought it. You can use it to program little electronic parts. You could use it as a synthesizer, and you can change all your sounds in Logic or GarageBand or whatever software it is you're using. So yeah, with Logic, I should have said before, if you're recording guitars, you can use the guitar amps that are preloaded into Logic or GarageBand. However, you could also mic up your guitar amp, your real guitar amp, with a mic and just record it that way if you have the sounds you want to use, if you've got certain pedals you want to use. But if you're just looking to mess around, Logic is pretty good. They're not going to sound real world or amazing, but they're alright to have a mess around with and record some demos. So yeah, that is what I use to record. All this is in my bedroom. There it is, a bit of a mess. I've got a cat cleaning himself on my bed, and I'm just squeezed into the corner. What I want to know is, how do you record all your stuff? Let me know in the comments below. If you like what you see, if you wouldn't mind subscribing and clicking the notifications tab, that would be amazing, and you will get notified every time I make a new video. I'm trying to grow this channel as much as I can and get myself out there a little bit more, grow my creativity and go on a little journey, as cliche as that sounds. But we shall see what happens, and I shall see you in the next video.